Did you miss your deadline to renew your Medicaid coverage? You can still send your completed annual review form to Healthy Connections Medicaid. You may be assigned to another health plan, but you can ask to come back to First Choice within 60 days of renewed Medicaid eligibility. It's your family. It's your choice. First Choice is the right choice. Renew and choose us. Visit selecthealthofsc.com/renew to learn more.
Hello, Saver. Whether you're saving for that trip to the tropics or saving for an emergency, now is the time to take advantage of Wells Fargo's savings options. Wells Fargo offers savings accounts that can help you save towards your goals. So, what are you saving for? Visit a Wells Fargo branch or wellsfargo.com/save to open a savings account today.
Wells Fargo Bank, N.A., member FDIC.
It's the Pop Culture Field Manual. Welcome back, everybody, to the Pop Culture Field Manual. Sitting right at the. Are you going to do it?
No, do it.
Right at the intersection of. No, I thought you were going to burp. I thought you were.
No, I was looking at. I was smiling at the camera.
Oh, okay. That's my burp face. Sitting right at the intersection of weapons, action, the military, and pop culture. It's great to be back, folks. I am Israel Wright. With me, as always,
Cameron Fath. Lovely to be here. We have a very secret episode for you today. And it's secret because it is all about the Central Intelligence Agency, also known as the CIA.
The one and only CIA.
The one and only CIA, also known as the Feds.
The Fed? I thought that was the FBI.
I'm just kidding.
I mean, they are federal.
They're all federal.
Isn't the whole thing the difference between, like, the FBI is the federal, like, they're the internal stuff. And then
Federal
CIA
Bureau
is foreign intelligence.
Central Intelligence. It's
Central Intelligence
centralized.
Agency, folks.
Shows what I know about the CIA. I don't know a lot about the CIA, man.
I don't either. Maybe they're doing a really good job.
Yeah, they're doing good at their jobs.
Well, basically, I mean, their basic job is to collect foreign intelligence, right?
Exactly.
But that kind of encompasses a lot of different activities.
Does.
You know,
you
think about the Cold War, you think about spies and code
espionage.
names and espionage.
Yeah.
The Americans.
Think of it this way. The FBI investigates things internally. The CIA gathers intelligence externally. And the NSA looks at everybody.
Who?
We should have a special NSA episode.
The National Security Agency.
Oh.
Yeah, who knows what they do.
They listen to Americans. They listen to foreigners. They listen to everybody.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right.
I got to start.
They're the creepiest ones.
We'll do an NSA episode next.
Yeah, I got my video camera.
But folks, basically what we're going to do is going to roll over some of our favorite CIA connected characters, events.
Bond. James Bond.
He's not CIA though. He's MI6. Isn't that technically
British.
MI6? Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
Spy Kids. Maybe the Spy Kids were CIA.
I think they're just spies.
I think they're just spies.
They're
Yeah.
just spies.
They're their own. They're an independent
Johnny!
contracting company. But let's talk about, like, the mystique of the CIA. You and I both don't know much about. I didn't even know they had, like, a direct action group.
They do. They have an HRT. No, yes. HRT. Is it the SOG? No.
CIA,
God, what are they fucking called? Aren't they like SA?
It's SAD.
SAD.
SAD, SAD.
But then it
Special
is
Activities
SOG
Division.
is also part of it.
Yeah.
Special Operations Group.
Yeah, those dudes get after it. Those are the dudes getting, those are C.I.A.
Probably like Afghanistan, like when we first went into Afghanistan.
Oh, yeah.
They were ones because I know it was Special Forces and CIA operatives that went into Afghanistan initially.
Yeah, it's probably those guys. I mean, they're very secretive. They're very high level stuff. Would comparatively be the tier 1.
Yeah, maybe we shouldn't talk about them. Maybe we shouldn't give them any notoriety. Let them do their jobs.
Yeah, just let them do their thing. But they're out there.
Yeah, they are out there. There's a bunch of famous. What are some characters that we have heard of that have been in the CIA? Jack Ryan, obviously.
Yep, Jack Ryan from
very famous character,
fictionally.
Tom Clancy's
very famous Tom Clancy character, as you said. Let's see, Dylan from Predator. CIA got you pushing too many pencils.
That's right. He works for the CIA.
That's good. Jason Bourne, right?
Jason Bourne. Yeah. I think Treadstone, the program, was like. That was under the auspices of the CIA.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot. Like, I even mentioned Sicario earlier. Like there's a lot of CIA involvement in that where they're trying to start
anything basically having to do with a foreign country when it comes to the U.S. intelligence. The CIA is the ones.
going to be involved. And it's funny because CIA a lot of times is painted as like almost an enemy force.
Well, I mean, I know that like sometimes they're like definitely portrayed as the bad guy.
Yeah, like even an A-Team.
Yeah.
Remember the CIA dudes end up being the bad guys.
They betray them. Yeah,
they betray them. And it's like, fuck.
I can see that though, because when it comes to secret organizations,
secret agent man,
you're giving you a number, take it away your name. I'm a bass until my voice gets better. But yeah, because I mean, the kind of inherent mistrust, maybe sometimes earned, of secretive organizations that like can collect information on you or can spy on you without you knowing it. We got satellites that can take pictures of people from hundreds of miles.
So I started using
atmosphere.
a VPN and cover my camera now.
There you go.
I'm terrified.
They could be recording this episode right now.
Yeah, they could have.
No, guys, that's the NSA.
That's
that's the NSA.
And also, we're recording this episode right now.
It's there.
And then we post it publicly.
Are we the NSA right now?
If you'd like, yeah.
All right. Robert De Niro, former CIA operative in Ronin. Wait, was he in Meet the Parents too? Was he a former CIA guy in Meet the Parents?
He what?
Oh.
What's the matter, Fokker? You don't like cats?
It's pretty good.
I just prefer dogs. You need that emotional support? You need that? You need that affirmation?
You know what I want to start with, Cameron?
Sure.
Argo.
Mm-hmm.
Rescuing diplomats hiding in Iran after the Iran hostage, during the Iran hostage situation in 1979. And this stars Ben Affleck, but did he direct it too? I think he directed it. Yeah. Such a cool movie. Have you heard about the premise? You heard about this?
Yeah, I've seen Argo.
So good, man.
Yeah, about the embassy trying to get the guys out.
Well, yeah, it's not the embassy, but it's people that are still in the country. They're trying to get them out. So what they do is, for those that don't know, it's a true story. Basically, they cook up a fake movie production. I think it's called Argo, actually. And they get a script. They do a whole reading. It's like going to be this huge deal. And basically, it's just a cover for them to get into the country so that they can get those people out, the CIA operative out of the country. Really cool story. I just like it because you hear about like these, like something that you didn't, like something that you would see in a movie, but not because it's a real thing that they actually did. It's like some cooked up cockamamie kind of scheme. But it actually happened, and it actually worked. Spoiler alert, they got him out, But really cool. I'm sure that back in the Cold War days, like they had to get really creative, because it was like, proxy wars, basically. We were against the Russians, but we weren't going to do any out-and-out conflict. It was a whole mutually assured destruction kind of thing with like nuclear weapons and things like that, and us stealing technology from them back and forth, You got things like Bridge of Spies, with Tom Hanks and stuff where they do like the prisoner trades and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Super cool premise. So CIA got a lot of good opportunities. I'm sure there's stuff that we haven't even heard about will be later declassified that we're gonna be like, wow, that's crazy.
I mean, that's how it was with Argo. So at the time, the Canadians were given credit. The CIA wasn't given credit until like 20 years later.
Yeah, when they could declassify it.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, this happened 20 years later. What the fuck you gonna do about it?
That's cool, man.
Yeah, that's cool. Bust out the Sharpie.
Speaking of, go ahead, man.
Yeah, I mean, I mentioned it before, but Sicario is such a good movie that involves the CIA.
So good.
It's such a good one. And they do a really good job as just like portraying, military professionals, they include a detachment from Delta to come help them.
Yep.
And that just shows like Delta is very flexible in what they do.
And
like,
high tier.
Yeah, very high tier. It's like they don't just, it's kind of like, DevGru, they can do stuff, they can combat cartels, but you don't hear about it. Like they're constantly involved, not just in the Middle East and the global war on terrorism, but involved in a lot of other things that you don't necessarily hear about. And that movie's just badass. The scene when they're like crossing back over the border and they got the 3 gangbangers in the car and they all hop out and roll up on it. And he's like, put your hands up. And they all have guns in the car and they're like, you're going to die. They're like, if you move, you will die. Yeah. And they like front on them and then they just, they schwack everyone. And all the tactics they use and all the like weapons manipulation is so clean. It's just really, whoever was the military advisor on that movie did such a good job.
I'll be interesting. Yeah.
Because Sicario was the first one, and then Soldado was the second one. I think so. And like I love how they do like the night vision scene and like the mines and
Yeah.
like go under night vision, and the Soldado starts out with them bagging some dude under night vision.
Yeah.
And like that was a great scene too. That was a really good portrayal of CIA. Because I mean, if you think about it, a lot of special operations veterans end up contracting for the CIA. Like CIA contracting is a huge thing that, you know, I know a couple dudes. I mean, typically they want at least like a year or two overseas experience with 5 years in soft to hire, but there's ways around it. But yeah, a lot of special operation guys are contracting for the CIA. And I mean, I've actually, as I'm looking, just like speaking of CIA contractors, you have 13 Hours, which is the story of CIA contractors like Chris Tanto Pronto and all
the
those
attack on
dudes.
the embassy and then the annex
Yeah,
afterwards.
and those dudes that made the stand are CIA contractors.
Yep. Former SEAL guys, yeah.
Yeah, former, and then there's 2 SEALs, I think, a couple SF guys, and a Ranger.
Yeah.
Who are all CIA contractors. And
That's a good one, man. 13 Hours.
Yeah,
is
13 Hours.
It's definitely my favorite Michael Bay movie.
Yeah, that's
for
one of
sure.
my favorites.
And just a great, like, I'm glad that movie exists, you know?
It is. That opened John Krasinski up to, like, that military side.
Yeah,
It's
that
like,
action
what?
hero side, man, yeah.
Is that you have David Denman and John Krasinski both from The Office.
Oh,
and
from
it's
The
just like-
Office?
yeah, it's like when The Office guys got tired of the desk job, they joined the military.
Yeah. They go from desk jockeys to operators.
Yeah, I know. So that's a good example of, like, CIA contracting of what is kind of involved there.
Yeah.
As I go through this little list that I'm looking at, there's actually a lot of movies that I love that are on here. Like, well, I mean, you could talk about The Equalizer. That's a good one.
I never did see The Equalizer.
You never saw The Equalizer?
Was he a
That's a
former
good-
CIA dude?
Yeah, Denzel was like a former CIA, and he works at
I should
is it
see
like
those. Those are pretty good,
It's
right?
a department store. I don't know if it's like a Home Depot type thing or like a Lowe's type thing.
He's just working at a
he's a department
store?
store, but he's like an ex-CIA like psychopath killer that like extremely trained, and he just
okay.
lives a normal life. And I forgot what happens where he starts like helping people. Like some person gets she gets robbed, and
Isn't this thing like he's really precise and like
extremely like he on his clock he like,
Yeah.
it's like 45 seconds he like is crazy. He can analyze situations and react accordingly. And
Yeah.
he, like he kind of becomes what the title of the movie, not to sound cliche, but he becomes an equalizer and like helps out people that can't basically help themselves. And he's apparently a CIA or ex-CIA dude
okay.
in that movie.
That's that classic trope, man. Whenever you want to give somebody just, you want to give yourself as a writer freedom to do pretty much anything. You
And
just say they're ex so and so.
Yeah.
you know.
Like you say, they're ex-special forces, they're ex-ranger, they're ex-marines, they're ex-CIA. You can give them depth.
Then you pretty much make them do whatever you want, and it's justified because well they're ex this.
Just like Taken. Like the Taken
Oh
series.
yeah, classic. Yeah, he was ex CIA.
Yeah, ex-CIA, and then he just goes and friggin' murders people with all his connections.
Yeah.
But I like how that, they're not all serious movies for the CIA. Like The Interview.
The Interview.
The Interview.
What's that?
You don't know that with
Whoa!
it's about North Korea.
North Korea.
It's with James Franco and Seth Rogen.
I
where
remember.
the CIA recruits them because he's like,
They want to assassinate him or something
what
like
is
that.
it? Skylark tonight. Yeah, they want to assassinate
Kim
Kim Jong Un,
Jong-un.
and they basically recruit James Franco's character to
Jim
do
Jong
it.
Un does not poop.
Yeah. Is it true that the supreme leader does not pee or poop? He is far too busy. That's it.
His body perfectly processes.
Yeah, his body perfectly processes.
That's right. They're recruited by the CIA to assassinate him.
Yeah, that's
so
one.
funny.
I don't see that. I'd still watch that movie, and it has me rolling.
I remember the controversy surrounding this one. Like
Yeah,
North
'cause-
Korea got all mad.
Yeah,
and they
'cause it came out-
threatened military action if it was released. So
yeah, and they're
funny,
just
man.
like, "Fuck you, we're doing it."
Well, they kind of did like bow down to. They just released it like later.
Did they?
They didn't release it at the time, but yeah.
Yeah, man.
Another more comedic one, now that you brought it up, I meant to include it on the list, is Confessions of a Dangerous Mind. Have you seen that?
No, that's Sam Rockwell, right?
It's Sam Rockwell. George Clooney directed it, but it's about Chuck Barris, who created The Gong Show and The Dating Show and all these famous shows from the 70s.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
He said he was recruited to be a CIA assassin.
Ah.
And he made the shows, and he would travel. He'd like send people to weird destinations on the show as a cover for him going to assassinate someone. And it's supposed to be based on a true story, but it's like, is the CIA part true? And it's a good movie. You should
Okay.
check it out if you haven't seen it.
Yeah, same with Central Intelligence with Kevin Hart and Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Yeah, they're definitely on the same level. Thank you for
That's
throwing that in
right.
the mix.
You're good, man. Got to throw
Central
since we're on the
Intelligence.
topics of comedies, of ridiculous action comedies, might as well throw that in there too.
A guy who used to go to my gym, Ross and Marshall Thurber, who directed that. He used to go to Brick where I used to coach.
Oh, nice,
Yeah.
dude.
Good dude, really good dude, solid dude. I Red Notice, I think, is the next one that he did with The Rock and Wonder Woman and stuff like that, and
Gal Gadot.
Daredevil or
Deadpool.
Deadpool, Black Adam, and Wonder Woman. But Rawson, shout out to Rawson. I would love to get him on maybe get him on the show sometime. That'd be
Should
awesome.
ask, yeah.
should
I mean,
ask
it looks like
I still have his
I'm
number.
looking at this list of CIA movies and Tenet's on there. And
Oh,
I was,
Tenet.
And I was in that movie, and I haven't even seen it. And
Yeah.
apparently, it's about the CIA.
Wait, you haven't seen it?
No.
Well, it's pretty hard to follow in terms of storyline, but
Yeah.
it's like very beautifully done. You know.
I haven't seen it at all. Yeah.
It's just the lead. Is his name David Washington? John David Washington?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Denzel Washington's son.
Yeah.
He's in the CIA at the beginning of the movie.
Oh,
He works for
I
the CIA.
see.
Okay, cool.
I see.
What about A Beautiful Mind? Did he work for the CIA in that one, or is that the FBI?
That might have been the NSA,
Oh,
but it might have been the CIA. I don't remember.
or maybe it could have been nothing, because wasn't it all in his head, like at the end?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes. Ed Harris's character was just a figment of his imagination.
yeah. Ed
Oh,
Harris.
Jesus
Yep.
Christ. What about the Mission Impossible? Is that CIA, right?
That's
That's
M-
IMF.
That's IMF. That's a
IMF.
fictional.
Mission
Oh, it's a fictional one, probably.
Although, in the first Mission Impossible, the whole mission is to try and steal a list of CIA agents from the CIA
The knock
in
list.
Quantico.
The knock list. Yeah.
Is it Quantico?
Yeah,
yeah,
I think
they're
it's
out of
Quantico. They go to
Virginia,
Quantico.
right?
And then he has to steal it. Yeah, we're gonna break into the CIA. That's right. Oh, CIA is all over the place, man.
Yeah, man, I'm looking at this and it's like I like how they remember Hannah.
Oh, Hannah, I never saw that one.
I never saw that either. And then
Secret
Salt.
Agent Girl?
I saw Salt with Angelina
I
Jolie.
never saw Salt. How was
You never
that?
see Salt? It was good. It was a little action packed. But that she like jumps on a bus. I thought it was pretty cool.
Nice.
But it's been a while since I've seen it. But
What about The Good Shepherd?
The Good Shepherd. What's
Matt,
that?
Matt Damon,
Matt Damon.
directed by Robert De Niro. It's basically I think it might be loosely based on actual events, but it's about the birth of the CIA.
Oh, interesting.
It's good. It's well done. It's like it follows Matt Damon's character like through college and like getting recruited by World War II type stuff. He goes and works with that, and then they do like clandestine things, and his son gets caught up in some stuff, and it's cool. It's all about the CIA. It's all about the birth of the CIA. I don't know how accurate it is, but they do a good job in that one. I noticed that the one thing I remember is like they do a good job. Like Cold War, like using like code talk to talk about things. Like they're talking about invading the Bay of Pigs. It kind of starts off with that. He's like, grab your shorts. We're going for a swim in the deep end. And that means that they're going to like invade Cuba or whatever. I love all the clandestine talk,
That's
anyway.
cool.
Yeah.
I mean, even thinking about like things, not necessarily the movies involved the CIA, but do you remember that? I know I've spoken of this before. I've talked about this. Deadliest Warrior.
Okay.
Remember they had an episode with the CIA. It was the CIA versus the KGB.
Oh.
And that was interesting.
Who
man.
won? What
CIA
weapons did
won.
the CIA? Okay.
Let's see. It was
They better win.
It was let's see. The CIA had the Garrote, a briefcase gun, which was just a briefcase with an MP5 rigged to it on the inside that you could shoot an MP5 from inside the briefcase, like concealed. And then they had a Mac 10, and then at the end, it was an exploding cigar. Like, here,
Very
Johnny,
James
let's
Bond.
celebrate our successes. And then
Blow
he
your
just blows his
face
face
off.
But the KGB had a shoe knife, a camera gun, like a gun in a camera, like, hey, smile for the picture.
Bam.
Bam, your head's gone. And an SMG 61 and a dead drop spike, which I have no idea what that is.
Dead drop spike.
Yeah, I don't know.
A dead drop's like when you dig a hole and you put something in it, like almost like a tiger pit.
Oh, okay.
I think.
Oh, okay.
I think.
I'm Googling right now. Dead drop
If I say too much, it'll reveal that I was in the KGB.
Yes. I have no idea what this thing is.
Did you guys ever watch The Americans? I never did watch The Americans. I watched like the first episode or two, but that was about a Russian spies living in America during the 80s, and like I don't know if they end up defecting or not, but like, did you guys ever? Oh my gosh, did you guys ever see? Is it Back in the USSR, starring John Travolta? Is about because they have like training for like Russian spies to like act like Americans. So what they do is they kidnap 2 New York club promoters and they fly them to Russia, but they think, John Travolta, they think that they're in a regular Midwestern town because it's all modeled after an American Midwestern town. And so they're trying to train them how to be more American, or they're trying to get them to like train them to be. It's really funny, man. Like Back in the USSR, I think it's very Cold War.
Interesting.
Is that the movie where it ends up and they bring the people from the town to America?
And they all end up defecting and coming to America.
They think that they're like, oh, this is just like the town we were in.
Yeah, they end up bringing them to like,
Idaho or...
Yeah, 1992. Bunch of like end of the like Cold War era, end of USSR type stuff. During Gorbachev's perestroika, Archer Sloan, a Chicago student, visits Moscow. Oh, no, wait. Is this... Nope, that's a drama. Never mind. Back in the USSR. Well, what was I thinking of? Oh,
I don't know.
No, right.
But I feel like all those movies that came out around the time that the Soviet Union fell is kind of like dancing on its grave.
Yeah, probably. It's like, not a boo-boo. Stick your head on doo-doo. But,
oh, yeah, I totally got the...
Apparently
all right,
that...
somebody let us know and letting me know, folks, what's the movie I'm thinking of? I thought it was John Travolta, but like... They think they're in America, but they're actually in Russia, and then they end up taking all the people and taking them to Russia. Anyway, so Cameron, what do you think about what is it? We kind of got away from it, but the CIA. What do you think about it? Is like the CIA being in stuff that adds like drama or suspense or mystery to it?
I don't like them.
You don't like the CIA?
I don't like them. I don't trust the government.
You don't trust the government? Daggum government. You sorry so-and-sos?
Yeah, I think it's the mystique, man. It's like nobody knows what goes on within the CIA. There's so much pop culture out there that,
maybe they do that on purpose.
Yeah,
maybe they allow that.
Maybe they allow... It's all a hologram.
Scramble the signal.
It's all a hologram.
Like, we actually don't know what they do because they allow so many pop culture references to be made about them.
Yeah.
Like, that's not what we do.
Well, in my opinion, I think when people think CIA, there's like a 0.03% of the CIA that actually does this crazy stuff. And the rest are just in the office, like...
crunching numbers
and whatnot. And, I don't think...
O'Reilly! It's Superstart Battery Month at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Get up to a $25 gift card after rebate with the purchase of select Superstart batteries. Our professional parts people will test your old battery for free and recommend the right battery for your vehicle. For power, performance, and reliability, choose Superstart batteries only at O'Reilly Auto Parts. O'Reilly
Auto Parts. I have no idea. I don't know anything about the CIA. I have no idea. I've seen them. I almost shot a javelin at a CIA outpost overseas by accident one time.
Tell me about that.
No.
Not until it becomes declassified.
No, it was there was two. We had this range and we were shooting javelins, and I was the only javelin qualified dude in my entire section. And so we had to expend these javelins, and there was these 2 tank hulks out in the range, and about like. There was one on the left and one at the right about the same amount of distance. And the one on the right was about like 200 to 300 meters away from this basically cliff. And at the top of the cliff was a CIA outpost that was being occupied. It didn't look like it, but that was like a CIA outpost. That was known by us anyways. And one thing about javelins is they don't, once you lock on, there's like the camera goes from this giant wide angle lens to like this tiny little box. So it like shrinks. But I was wearing eye protection when I was looking through, and you're looking at the javelin screen when it's called a CLU. It's a command launch unit, and that's what you pretty much attach to the javelin rocket that sends it all the information.
It has like the 2 little.
So the CLU is non-expendable, but once you shoot the rocket, you can just detach it and attach it to another one. So they're not like coming as this entire package. You can like use the CLU and attach it to a new rocket. Mm-hmm. That's how you reload it. I was when it collapsed down, I had my target, but I was like, I can't see shit through my glasses. So I like turned my head and took my glasses off. And I looked back in, I completely lost my target. So I was just like desperate, like scanning and searching to find it. And I found a tank Hulk. I was like, is that it? And I was just like, yeah, fuck it, I'll shoot it. So I just pulled the trigger. That hoe went. And we're like looking at the far left one, which were the one we were trying to shoot. Because the far right one was a little dangerously close to that CIA outpost. And we're like watching the rocket and everyone's expecting it to go to the left. And that hoe just starts skirting to the right. And we're all like, no. And it smacked the tank Hulk, like boom, hit it right perfectly. But it was like, 200 meters away from that outpost. And we're like, oh shit, didn't mean that. Awesome. And they're like, did you mean to do that? And I was like, oh yeah, totally. Yeah, we're fine. It was a total accident.
If I had any, like...
This is what happens when you give a 21-year-old fucking a $40,000 rocket system.
You almost kill CIA agents. Mm-hmm. If I think about...
Everyone was fine, though.
Good.
No
otherwise,
CIA
otherwise you probably wouldn't be talking about it so freely.
Yeah, no, that was my bad. Actually, it was like 200 meters and then another 100 meters up the cliff. So, like, they were definitely out of the way. But it was just like something exploded really close by.
A little too close for comfort. Danger close?
Yeah, it was just
Isn't danger close like 600 meters?
600 meters, yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, definitely danger close.
But if I had any thought of like doing anything military or government related after my time in the military, the CIA was like something I think I would like to do, because I wanted to do anything that got me out of the office, like out into the world and stuff like that. But that's like a whole career thing,
Yeah, that is. I always wanted to be a door kicker, man. I was like, if I wanted to go FBI, I was like, I won't settle for like anything less than FBI or HRT, which hostage rescue. They're tier 1. And I was like, if I go in law enforcement, I won't settle for anything less than their SWAT. Then LAPD, D platoon, which is their SWAT guy. So I was like, I've always wanted to be a door kicker at heart. It's like I don't like desk jobs, but then I don't want to do the work.
Right. You just want to.
In all honesty, it's like if you get there, I'm just gonna start making content, and here we are.
Yep, that's right. I think we get the better part of this one.
Everything takes work. Everything takes commitment.
Yeah. My hat's off to anybody in the CIA and who's doing God's work. Imagine like the stuff you hear about, like, I don't know if it happened. I can't remember what it happened, but like somebody got like people who are living normal lives, like it was almost like, what is it? True Lies, like where he's a CIA agent but nobody knows, not even his family knows that he's a CIA agent.
He's like a sleeper cell, kind of like.
Yeah,
thing?
well, no, he's like when he leaves home for work.
Oh, he's a CIA.
He doesn't go to where he says he's going. He's actually a CIA agent or something like that.
It's not CIA, but yeah, same
kind of idea.
It's like called Omega Sector or something like that.
Yeah, it's just like a weird thing where like imagine like you're like what if Sydney was in like the CIA and like you never knew about it, and then one day it comes out in the news. She's like, I've been a CIA agent this whole time,
Like, I can still kick your ass.
And then she like throws some stuff down on you, and you're like, ah!
And then we become Mr. and Mrs. Smith because I've been a CIA agent this entire time too.
Ah, that's the double.
Yeah,
the double
she would be like, double agents, and then Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Happen.
Not that you're playing both sides, but that you are together both an agent, and that's a double agent.
That's funny. And my best friend's Vince Vaughn.
My best friend is
my business
Tom
partner
Arnold.
is Vince Vaughn.
Yeah. Who out of all the people we've talked about so far, do you have like a favorite CIA agent? I love that Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater involves the CIA.
Does he? I don't really think so.
I feel like I think the more I love that they try to like take stuff from like real world events and things like that,
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think in the game, in the game's events, it takes place during the 1950s during the Cold War, and I think he is under the authority, I should say, of the CIA. Like Naked Snake boss, who ends up becoming Big Boss essentially.
Snake boss.
Naked Snake.
I don't know who's my favorite CIA agent, man. I haven't honestly. I need to go back and watch all the Bourne Identities.
The first one, in my opinion, is the best one. The second one, the fight scenes are incomprehensibly shaky cam.
Yeah.
I think the third one ended up being good. I think, I like the third one. Yeah, the third one.
No, I definitely like, Sicario is probably my favorite movie about CIA
Sicario's
people.
so good.
It's so good. But he's not, the main guy isn't a CIA agent. He's a hitman that was hired from.
Yeah.
He's a
Benicio
Mexican
del Toro.
national.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They hire him to, but he's got like an alternate agenda because he wants to get revenge for the death of his family.
But I think the guy with the mustache is pretty cool too.
Josh Brolin's character.
Yeah.
Yeah, he like just does not care.
Yeah, no, he does.
I would be afraid that like that would happen to me, that I would just have like no feeling. I would just become deadened by the job. Because you probably have to like what is it? Zero Dark 30. She works with that other CIA agent who's doing like the advanced interrogation techniques on that dude, trying to get him to talk. When was the last time you saw Bin Laden? And then like he has to like retire because he's like, I can't do this anymore. Like,
yeah. No, I was talking about Jeffrey Donovan's character, Steve Forsing. You know, the guy with the mustache?
Oh,
he's
the guy
kind of
from
a
Burn
squirrely
Notice.
dude. Yeah, he's kind of a squirrely guy. But no, I totally forgot that Josh Brolin is like the main baddie.
He's the main dude, yeah.
Yeah, no, he's badass, where he's just like, hey, man, like, we're just trying to kill this entire cartel leader, man. Like,
he's like, he's like, and Emily Blunt just like doesn't have the
and he wears
stomach for it,
flip-flops. It's awesome. Like, you don't understand. When you meet a warfighter, like a true warfighter, like the loudmouth guys that are like, thank me for my service, wears grunt style, like those dudes that are super loud about their military service.
Yeah.
Didn't do jack shit.
Yeah.
It's the quiet ones.
The ones that don't.
The ones that are mellow
wear
flip-flops and love the outdoors and just want to be one with nature and like have long hair and look like hippies. Those are the ones that have just wreaked hell overseas.
Yeah.
Yeah, Josh Brolin is such a good example.
It's really good. You know what I love is, we've talked about Argo, but there's Charlie Wilson's War as well, the one with Tom Hanks. I actually read most of the book because I love the movie so much. I'm like, did this actually happen? Basically, like one congressman is kind of responsible. He partners up with a CIA agent, and they kind of independently start funding the Mujahideen during the 80s against Russia, because Russia invades Afghanistan in like the early 80s. And that's where we get like, was it Rambo 3 from? Because he goes and he fights with the Mujahideen. Just goes to show you it can be a little squirrely in the world of international geopolitics when it comes to our involvement in different places, because, 20 years later.
Dang it, dude. When we mentioned Josh Brolin, I'm like, because I didn't realize he's such like is in so much.
He's in a lot.
He's Thanos.
Oh, yeah, he's Thanos.
Yeah, I never
you didn't know that?
I didn't know he was
my gosh.
Thanos. He's in Deadpool. He's in frickin' Sicario. He's goddamn in everything. And I told you the other day I watched Old Boy. And I was like, God, this movie has ruined this actor for me, because in Old Boy he has sex with his daughter.
Yep.
And
spoilers.
Yeah, spoilers. But he doesn't know it's his daughter.
Right.
It's part of the movie. But yeah, that ruined it for me. I was like, God, this actor. I was like, this ruined. Every time I see him now, it's just Old Boy stuck in my head.
He was the older brother in Goonies. He's been around a long time.
Really?
Yeah. All right. You want to get into the fan question? Cameroon?
Sure, man.
Cameroon?
Sure, man. This fan question comes to us via email from Michael Hodge. And Mr. Hodge is wondering.
Mr. Hodge.
What military battle, in parentheses, that hasn't already, end parentheses, should be made into a movie? My suggestion is the Battle of Mirbat by the SAS.
Battle of Mirbat by the SAS. This is where they got attacked, where was that? Battle of Mirbat. Check that out. One thing I would like to see is pretty much anything from the Korean War. I feel like Korean War doesn't get a lot.
Yeah, we've mentioned this before.
Yeah. I just feel like Korean War. Like, when are we going to talk?
Yeah, there's like the battle. What is it? Hilltop 67 battle of
1972 Battle of Mirbat, Oman. So South Yemen. Communist guerrillas attack a base with SAS peeps on it.
I've never heard of the Battle of Mirbat. I don't really know about other nation,
Right, other
nation
non-US related battles and stuff. There's wild. There's one that what is it? Not Cassard, that's Cassard drill, but there's like a bunch of like Indian
Whoa. You mean Native American?
No, I mean like actual like India Indians.
Oh, okay.
They fight a bunch of it's like Mongols or Afghans or something like that.
Oh,
and it's like a very much a Thermopylae, like 300s. Like there's like 20 dudes and they defend against like 1,000.
A crazy amount of
There's a
offenders.
Movie, Kasara or something like that. There's somebody in my community that's been wanting me to watch it for like ever, and I just haven't gotten around to it. So But can you think of any battles that were awesome that like maybe?
I'm telling you, dude. We've had this before.
Yeah.
I think Korea needs some crazy.
Well, I've mentioned it. I'd love to see that book Devotion turned into a movie or a miniseries where it's about the first black naval carrier pilot and his buddy. They fly together over North Korea. They do some bombing runs, and then one of them gets shot down, and the other purposefully crash lands his plane on the mountainside to try to get his buddy out and stuff. Ended up winning the Medal of Honor. So I know I've talked about that before often enough, but that'd be stupid. I'd love to see that movie.
Yeah, it's the Medal of Honor recipient, Lieutenant Ralph Puckett, got for the Battle of Hill 205, which is in Korea.
Okay.
That one was a crazy battle. Let me see. I'm reading what he got for it. And he was like, they fought off a crazy amount, I think, Chinese in that nuts. And I'm pretty sure Ralph Puckett got shot.
Oh, it's a Ranger thing. Okay.
Yeah, it's a Ranger. Basically, let's see. The company was divided into 2 platoons comprised of 74 enlisted soldiers and 3 officers. Things got more complicated. Infantry personnel were not authorized to join the unit due to mission requirements of high demand. Oh man, what? Oh, this is an entire freaking thing. Okay,
yeah,
I gotta read this. But yeah, it was a crazy ass battle that they basically were just fighting off waves of Chinese for days on end.
And let us know, folks, wherever you're out in the world, what there might be a famous battle or a cool battle.
I'm very intrigued by my French Foreign Legion friends.
Yeah,
they have some battles. Those are crazy fucks.
Yeah, those guys are hardcore. You always hear about the French Foreign Legion.
Yeah.
I had a buddy in my Twitch community who's a French Foreign Legion person. I haven't heard from him in a while. I hope he's okay.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard there used to be a guy in 375 that was French Foreign Legion, and he would always say that his hardest day in regiment was his easiest day in the French Foreign Legion. Like he's like, yeah, my team leader literally made me clean the shit out of the toilets with my bare hands.
Oh my gosh!
And it's like, yeah, it was that story. And then he's like, yeah, my first kill was literally an execution. We dug holes for these dudes in Africa, put them in the holes, and my team leader handed me a 1911, and we executed like 13 people. Dude. And it's like, Jesus Christ, man.
Wow, man.
And I was like, that's crazy. All right, I guess I'm joining the French Foreign Legion.
There's got to be some battles out there that are worthy. Well, I mean, like I've talked about it before, but Sergeant Roy Benavidez, the Green Beret who won the Medal of Honor for going when the group had met heavy contact and they had tried to rescue him, and he went in. He wasn't even supposed to be doing any work that day, but he went in there and he got shot and stabbed, and then like his helicopter that he came in on crashed, and then he was helping those guys out, and he got shot and stabbed some more, like grenade shrapnel. It was like the 6-hour ordeal where he was just like nonstop, and it was just like whenever I want to like have a good cry, I read about what he did, and I'm like, my life doesn't mean anything. What have I done?
I'm worthless.
What does my life mean?
My favorite part about the Roy Benavidez story is that so he did all that, and he killed a bunch of dudes with just a knife. He didn't have a gun. And he got back to the base. They thought he was dead.
That's right.
And the doctor looked at him and he was like, no, this guy's dead. And so, but like he spit in his face.
Yeah.
He spit blood in his face.
The doctor's face?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh shit, he's still alive. He was in a body bag. And his friend saw him, was like, you need to come help this guy. And he's like, no, he's dead. But he wasn't. And then he lives.
Jesus.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's freaking awesome.
They just do that. They could condense that 6-hour period and then just end it with him spitting in the dude's eye.
Who would you want to play?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Izzy would be the doctor that gets spat on.
I would want to be spat in the eye.
He's like, no, sir, this man's dead.
But I know that, I mean, he was in 12 Strong. Michael Pena.
Yeah, because what is Roy? He looks like a Filipino man.
Yeah, he definitely has, obviously, the look. I couldn't play Roy Benavidez. That would be not
Michael Pena would be a good one.
Yeah, he's done the soldier thing before. He's done cop stuff, He's a good actor. I mean, like, what's in The Mandalorian? Pedro Pascal.
Pedro Pascal.
He's a phenomenal actor. I feel like this would be a big action movie, so you don't necessarily need to get anybody who's like the best actor. But not that these aren't. Pedro Pascal might be overkill because he's a really good actor. But yeah, man. That's our answer to that question.
We
Hodge.
hope we answered it, Mr. Hodge.
Mr. Hodge.
Yes. So let's go ahead and transition to our game.
Let's do it.
Do you have the game?
I don't have this game.
Chris.
I have the game.
Game Master Chris.
Well, we meet again, Mr. Fath and Wright.
Yes, sir. We're going to do an old format for this one, okay? I'm going to give you 5 clues, and you both have to guess what movie, video game, or TV show I'm talking about.
All right.
I'd say to include books, but I know that neither of you can read.
Also true.
Also true. All right. Ready or not? Number 5. There are currently 6 entries in the franchise.
Oh my gosh.
6 entries in the
This
franchise.
is all we get?
That's the first clue.
Okay. Oh, it's 5 clues per. Okay.
Yes, there are
6 entries into the
entries
franchise.
Into the franchise.
Okay. It's not a Marvel movie. 6. That's a really odd number. Maybe like a video game series. Well, we got to keep it with it's got to be like a, ooh, is it, I have a guess. Is it the Bourne series?
No.
Oh, dang.
I'll move on.
Okay.
I didn't even get to guess yet.
Well, technically, the rules we should be doing are you only get 1 guess for the whole thing.
Oh, okay.
I guess when we play with both of you, we could do it that way, but we're not going to do it that way because he already burnt his guess on a really bad guess.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, horrible guess.
Oh, man.
Whatever.
Number 4. It was originally a TV show before being turned into a movie.
It was a TV show before it turned into a movie. Oh.
What do you?
I have another guess.
We should probably talk about this before you.
I'm going to think. I'm
Just
saying.
so this is a team effort.
The Mission Impossible series.
Was it a TV show?
Yeah, it was a TV show. Yep.
Sure, let's do it.
It was a couple TV shows.
What is Mission Impossible?
That is correct.
Yay!
Wow. Okay.
6 entries into the series. Okay, cool. Yeah, gotcha.
You know what's crazy? Is that my first guess was Mission Impossible. But
Are you kidding me?
But you stole the limelight.
I'm sorry.
I was like, is it Mission Impossible? And then you were like, Born Identity.
All right, the rest of the clues are...
That sounds exactly like
Number 3 was the lead actually climbed the tallest building in the world.
Yeah, that's in Dubai, right?
Yeah, the Burj
That's
Khalifa.
Rogue Nation.
That's Rogue Nation. Number 2 is Ving Rhames and the other actor, and one other actor, the only 2 people in every film.
He's in every film?
Yeah, Ving Rhames is in every film, and Tom Cruise
Is
in
that
every
the
film.
Scottish guy from
Nope.
Hot Fuzz?
He's certainly not.
That's
Simon
absolutely
Pegg,
not Scottish.
who actually was supposed to be Ricky Gervais originally.
Really?
Yeah, I just saw that when I was looking up facts for it. And then number 1 is Tom Cruise does all his own stunts in all of the movies with the initials
Pegg?
M.I. So if you didn't get it on that one, I'd laugh you out of the building. But Mission Impossible, very good. You got it on the number 4 clue. So very
Nice.
good.
Not
That's
bad.
still a
Usually we
high
get to like
mark.
3 or 4, so
Yeah.
I'll take that.
Yeah, I think that's the high watermark for you guys.
Nice. Next, we got to get on the first
You have to get it on the first one.
Well, we would have this
You
time.
would have if you had just...
I had been a team
let
player.
me spoke. Speak. Let me speak. There
Let
we
me
go.
spoke.
Redo that one. Well, we hope you guys enjoyed this episode about the CIA. We hope it makes it to your car speakers before the CIA shuts us down for
before
talking about national
Lock the
secrets.
transmission.
Or the NSA, I guess.
Yeah,
the
we're going to do an
NSA
NSA about...
and transmission.
That's not the end of it.
That's not. But as always, folks, if you want to support this channel, make sure, if you're feeling generous, this is not us telling you to do it. Go ahead and head over to buy us a coffee. All your donations go straight back into the podcast for us to make it a more enjoyable experience for you.
That's right. More drugs.
More drugs.
More prostitutes.
Yep, on the channel. So if you like those things, go ahead and buy us a coffee.
Yep.
But all donations are extremely appreciated by us. Thank you for all those who have donated so far. We appreciate you.
Oh, we have a new YouTube channel called Shift Fire. Shift Fire on YouTube. It's an appreciation and exploration of military and firearms culture. A lot of good stuff there. Different from the gameology stuff that you might have seen before. But go check that out. If you want to communicate with us, write us at Instagram or Gmail at PCFM Podcast on Instagram or PCFM Podcast at gmail.com is our
Would
email
love
address.
to hear from you folks.
Yes, please send those questions, send those suggestions for future episodes. If you want to hang out with me, go to twitch.tv/myhappyself.
And if you guys want to support my streetwear brand, you can find us on Instagram at KitGod Apparel. That's KITGOD Apparel, or on our website, kitgodapparel.com. Thank you for listening, folks. And as always, cue music.